AITA for kicking out my friend after she called my daughter fat right at her birthday party. Hi, Reddit. This is my first time writing here because the situation has completely knocked me off my feet, and I don't know if I'm overreacting or if I was right. I'm 35, a mother of two, an 8-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter. We live in a small town in Europe, I won't specify because I don't want anyone to recognize us, where everything is quite calm, but friendship is important because the community is small. My husband is a wonderful father, works in IT, and I'm a school teacher, so I try to be an example for my children in everything, including tolerance and respect for others. First, a little background, because without it you won't understand why this is so painful. My friend, I'll call her Anna to avoid revealing her real name, we've known each other for about 10 years. We met at work when she was also teaching, but then she switched to business. She was always a very straightforward person, says what she thinks, no filters. Sometimes it was funny because she could joke about someone, and everyone would laugh, but lately, I've noticed that her straightforwardness is turning into rudeness, especially regarding appearance. For example, once at a party, she told our mutual acquaintance that she looked like she'd been through an apocalypse because of her hairstyle, and the acquaintance was offended, but Anna just brushed it off. I'm joking, don't be so sensitive. I thought then that it was just her style and didn't intervene because I didn't want conflict. We used to meet often for coffee, taking the kids for walks together. She is childless, divorced, and always said she envied my family because I have a perfect life. I tried to support her, invited her to family holidays because I felt sorry for her, a lonely woman with no close ones. Now about the event itself. My daughter, let's call her Sophie, just turned 12. She is a wonderful girl, smart, loves to read, draw, and play tennis. But lately, she's been teased at school about her weight. She's not skinny. She has a few extra pounds because that's our family's constitution, plus she's at that preteen age with hormones. My husband and I try not to focus on it because we know how it can traumatize a child. Instead of putting her on diets, we encourage healthy eating and sports. She goes swimming, eats vegetables, but without pressure. Sophie is sensitive but tries to hold herself together, and we are proud of her. For her birthday, we threw a small party at home. We invited relatives, a few of Sophie's friends from class, and of course, Anna because she was part of the family, as she herself said. Party was going wonderfully. We decorated the house with balloons, baked a cake, chocolate because Sophie adores chocolate, played games, sang songs. Sophie was so happy, she was smiling the whole time, dancing with her little brother. Then it was time for presents. The kids gave her books, toys, clothes, all cute and childish. My husband gave her a new bicycle because she had been dreaming of one. I gave her an art set, but Anna's gift. When Sophie opened the box, there were electronic scales inside. Not just scales, but smart ones with a phone app to track weight, calories, and all that. Sophie was surprised, looked at Anna and said, "Thank you, but why scales?" Anna smiled with a well-meaning smile and said loudly for everyone to hear, "Well, sweetie, you know you have weight problems. I hope this will help you on your path to a normal body. You want to be beautiful like your friends, right? I just want to help." The room fell silent. Sophie froze for a moment, her little face turned red, her eyes filled with tears, but she held back, gave an artificial smile and said, "Okay, thank you." But I saw her trembling. My husband noticed too, he squeezed my hand under the table. The kids started whispering, one of Sophie's friends looked shocked. I wanted to say something right away, but I didn't want to ruin the party. Sophie had tried so hard to be cheerful, and I thought, don't make a scene, deal with it later. So we moved on to the cake, sang happy birthday, but the atmosphere was already spoiled. Sophie ate the cake in tiny little pieces, as if afraid someone would say something else. After the party, when the guests left, she went to her room and cried. My husband and I comforted her. We told her she is beautiful just the way she is, that Anna is wrong, that weight isn't the main thing. But I saw how much it hurt her. In the following days, she refused sweets, looked in the mirror sadly, and even asked if she should go on a diet. My heart was breaking. My child is 12. She's just starting to understand herself, and hears such trauma from an adult woman who should be a role model. The next day, I couldn't take it and called Anna. I said calmly, "Anna, what you said to Sophie yesterday was very offensive. She is a child, and your words about a normal body hurt her. Please apologize to her, call or come over, say you were wrong." I thought she would understand since she's a friend. But no, she laughed and said, "Oh, you're exaggerating. I just told the truth, your daughter is really fat, and someone had to tell her." At her age, she needs to watch herself, otherwise she'll grow up and have problems. I did the right thing, it's for her own good. If you're so sensitive, that's your problem. I was in shock. How could she? I said. If you don't apologize, our relationship is over. I don't want such a person around my children. She got offended. You're kicking me out after everything I've done for you? You're selfish. And she hung up. Since then, I've been ignoring her, deleted her from social media, not answering calls. My husband supports me, says I'm right, but some mutual acquaintances say I overdid it. Anna wanted to help, she's straightforward, you know? Don't break a friendship over a trifle. And I think, this is not a trifle. This is body shaming a child at her own party. Sophie still remembers it with pain, and we're even thinking about a psychologist because she started to develop complexes. On the other hand, maybe I should have talked to her privately during the party, not waited, or given her a chance to apologize later. I don't know. TLDR, my friend gave my 12-year-old daughter scales for her birthday and said it would help her get to a normal body. My daughter was hurt. I asked for an apology, she refused. I ended the friendship. AITA. Update 1. Hi everyone on Reddit. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you for all your comments under my original post. I didn't expect such a response, over 500 comments in a couple of days, and almost all of you said in TA, not the asshole. It really helped me feel that I'm not crazy and not overreacting. Many of you wrote about your own experiences with body shaming, about how it traumatizes children for life, and advised seeking a psychologist for Sophie. Some said that if Sophie is really fat, then Anna was right, but as the doctor said, it's not even considered overweight. Others said that Anna is a toxic person, and I did the right thing by cutting ties with her. There were also those who advised not to answer her calls and to block her everywhere, because such people don't change. Honestly, reading this was like a breath of fresh air. I cried at some of the messages because they described my feelings so accurately. My husband also read them and said, "You see, the world hasn't gone crazy, you were right." But there were a couple of comments where people said I should have given Anna another chance or that the truth hurts, but it helps. That stung a bit, because how can you justify insulting a child? Overall, your words gave me the strength to move forward, and I decided to write this update because the situation developed, and I want to share how everything turned out. This will be long because I want to tell everything in detail, from emotions to little things, so you understand how it affected all of us. First, about Sophie. After that party, she was in a terrible state. Not that she was crying all the time, but I noticed changes. She started avoiding mirrors, refused her favorite foods like pizza or ice cream, and even asked, "Mom, am I really fat? Maybe I shouldn't eat in the evening." My heart was breaking. She's only 12. She should be thinking about friends, school, hobbies, not calories. My husband and I immediately decided not to ignore this. Following the advice of several commenters, I made an appointment for her with a child psychologist, found a specialist in our small town who works with teenagers and self-esteem issues. The first session was a week after the post. Sophie was shy at first, but the psychologist, let's call her Mrs. Maria, turned out to be wonderful, gentle, with a sense of humor, drawing pictures with Sophie about inner beauty. Sophie told her about that gift and Anna's words, and Mrs. Maria explained that it wasn't about Sophie, but about Anna's own problems. Maybe she has her own complexes about her appearance and projects them onto others. After the first meeting, Sophie came out with a smile and said, "Mom, she said I can be strong, like a superheroine, and that weight isn't what makes me me." We go there once a week, and there's already noticeable improvement. Sophie is eating normally again, started running in the park with her friends, not for weight loss, but for fun, and even drew a comic about the mean ant with scales, where the heroine defeats her with kindness. But it's not instant. Sometimes in the evenings she's still sad, and we hug and talk about how important it is to love yourself. My husband also got involved. He bought her a book about body positivity by a well-known author. I found recommendations in the comments, and we read it together. Overall, it has become a family project. We are all trying to be healthier, but without pressure, just adding more vegetables and walks. Sophie says she feels better and thanks us for the support. Without your post, I probably wouldn't have dared to see a psychologist so quickly. Thank you. Now about Anna. Oh my God, it was a drama. After I published the post, I didn't plan to show it to her, but in our small town, gossip spreads fast. It turned out that one of our mutual acquaintances, let's call her Katia, read my post. She recognized the situation because she was at the party and wrote to me privately. Is this about Anna? I'm shocked, but not surprised. She once told me I was too skinny, like a skeleton. Katia shared the link with Anna, thinking it would help her understand. And so, 2 days after the post, Anna called me in hysterics. I didn't want to talk, but I picked up, thinking maybe she would apologize. No, she screamed. How dare you air our private business on Reddit? You lied about me. I wanted to help your daughter, and you're making me out to be a monster. Everyone thinks I'm terrible now because you didn't tell my side. I calmly asked. What side? You insulted a child at her party, refused to apologize. What else is there? She started making excuses. Supposedly in her childhood, she was teased about her weight, and she knows how much it hurts, so she wanted to save Sophie from the same. But it sounded insincere, more like an attempt to shift the blame. She said, I'll apologize if you delete the post and tell everyone you exaggerated. I refused. An apology should be sincere, for Sophie, not for you. She got even more offended, said I was selfish, ruining a friendship over a trifle, and hung up. Then she started writing in a mutual group chat with other acquaintances, complaining that I twisted everything, and that Sophie really needs help because obesity is a disease. Some of them, those who earlier said I overdid it, started having doubts, but the majority sided with me. One friend even wrote to Anna, You crossed a line, body shaming a child is not help. Anna removed herself from the chat and, it seems, started spreading rumors around town. Someone told me she said in a cafe, she kicked me out because she doesn't want to hear the truth about her child. But it backfired on her. Our mutual friends started distancing themselves because they saw her true face. I blocked her everywhere, phone, social media, everything. My husband said, we're better off without such a friend. And you know, I felt relief, like a weight was lifted. Our circle of friends is cleaner now, and I understand why I used to ignore her rudeness. I was afraid of loneliness, but now I see that real friends don't insult you. A bit more about the family and me. This situation brought my husband and me closer. We talk more about parenting, about how to protect children from toxic people. Our son, 8 years old, also noticed the changes. He asked why Anna doesn't come anymore, and we explained simply. She said something bad to Sophie, and we don't want such people around. He nodded and said, good, because she always looked at me like I was dirt. Kids are smarter than we think, and me personally. It was emotionally difficult. I couldn't sleep at night thinking, what if I really overdid it? Maybe I should have given her a chance. But your comments and Sophie's psychologist helped. Mrs. Maria advised me to consider therapy myself, because as a mother I feel guilty for letting Anna into our lives. I've booked a session, and it's helping me figure out my own boundaries. Overall, this story has been a lesson, not to tolerate toxicity, even from old friends. We're planning Sophie's next celebration, maybe a trip to a water park, where she can just have fun without judgment. Thank you all once again. If there are more updates, I hope not, because I want peace, I will write. But for now, this is the end. And TA, as you said, and I'm proud I protected my daughter. If anyone is in a similar situation, don't be silent, speak up, seek support. It works. TLDR. After the post, Sophie started seeing a psychologist and is recovering. Anna tried to apologize insincerely and spread rumors, but lost friends. My family and I have grown stronger, and I've blocked her for good. Thank you for your support. What are your thoughts on this story? Did the author do the right thing? What would you have done in her shoes? Share your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new stories.